Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another Hammer Productions night. Tonight, I will be reviewing And Now the Screaming Starts, released in 1973. Directed by Roy Ward Baker, from a script by Roger Marshall, starring Peter Cushing, Herbert Lom, Patrick Magee, Stephanie Beacham, Ian Ogilvy, Geoffrey Whitehead, Guy Rolfe, Rosalie Crutchley, and Gillian Lind. Now, this was one of those rare films from Amicus Films. This wasn't a Hammer film. But this was one of those rare films from Amicus, because Amicus normally would do more modern takes on horror in their anthologies and horror films that they did. Whereas this one was one of those rare ones where it had that gothic, hammerish, real, full style here. And having the reuniting of Peter Cushing and Stephanie Beacham in this after Dracula AD 1972, this is pretty cool getting to see them together because they had such a great chemistry in Dracula. So getting to see them in something else together is really special here. The story on this isn't as good as something you'd find in Hammer, at least some of the best from Hammer. Probably this is along the lines of some of the stuff that would be considered some of Hammer's not worst, but so-so films. This is not one of the worst of Amicus's actual films where they did features, because a lot of times they just did anthology films, so they didn't even really do a lot like Hammer would do, where they did features. And whenever they did, most of them were pretty hit and miss, with the exception of films like The Skull, which was excellent, with Peter Cushing as well, and I've already reviewed that one on this channel. There's very few others from Amicus so far that I've reviewed on this channel that can measure up to the Hammer films, with the exception of their anthologies. Their anthologies could hold up toe-to-toe with any Hammer film, pretty much. That's where Amicus Films really excelled, was in their horror anthologies. But this one is well directed by Roy Ward Baker, another Hammer alumni, and he does a pretty cool job of getting a really gothic atmosphere in this, and the way that he shoots and makes Herbert Lom's character of Sir Henry Fingriffin, he makes that character so creepy, and you don't even see him on screen as a character for the most part in this film, but you see this picture of him that is so realistic and so stark that it attracts Stephanie Beacham's eyes to it and almost hypnotizes her. And Stephanie Beacham and Ian Ogilvy have really good chemistry in this too, I believe. Ian Ogilvy is a very underrated actor. I think he is one of the best of the younger actors at around this time period. So much so that they ended up, when Roger Moore left The Saint, he ended up playing The Saint. But I've always liked Ian Ogilvy. I don't think he's ever really gotten a fair shake as far as acting in films the way that his predecessor Roger Moore got. But he is very good in this film. Some really good actors play just really small roles in this, though. You know, you got Patrick Magee as Dr. Whittle, and he's high build in this thing, but he doesn't really have really a lot of screen time in this. But what he does have, he does a really good job with. The same way with Guy Rolfe. Guy Rolfe is another one that is an exceptional actor. And in this, he is given this small role of Lawyer Maitland. And he does the best with what he's got. Unfortunately, both Patrick Magee and Guy Rolfe, they fall victim to this curse almost, and both end up getting killed in here. But alongside some of these female characters that are like throwaway characters, like Rosalie Crutchley as Miss Luke, and Gillian Lind as Aunt Edith. Those poor characters are trying to warn Stephanie Beacham of what is going on around here, and they keep getting offed. It's a very fun kind of a story here, and it has that weird twist near the end. I'm not going to give it away for anyone. If you want to watch this one, go watch it and everything, and come back here and let me know what you thought of that twist at the end of the film. But and Roy Ward Baker said in interviews after this that he thought the title, and I think the title is kind of weird too for this film, and Now the Screaming Starts. He thought it was a silly title, and I agree with him. I think it is a kind of a silly title for this. Oh, and if you're expecting Peter Cushing to be in this right from the start all the way through the movie, expect him to not show up till a little ways into this film. It establishes a repertoire and plot with Stephanie Beacham and Ian Ogilvy prior to the introduction to Peter Cushing's Dr. Pope character coming into the picture. So you Peter Cushing fans, keep in mind that he doesn't show up until a little later in this film. But when he does, it is well worth the wait. So my final review of And Now the Screaming Starts. God, that's such a stupid title. I'm going to give this film a 8.7 out of 10. This is a pretty good feature film done by Amicus, and like I said, it's one of those rare ones where it wasn't set in modern settings, and they actually went gothic with it and everything, like Hammer. But yeah, they did a really good job on this one, I believe. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below of what you think of this film. Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to an area on the channel right now where you can request a movie, TV series, or ranking video of your choosing. And when I do that video, it will go up for all Plus members prior to it going up on the schedule for all other subscribers. So if you want to get interactive and help get more movies reviewed on this, or TV series, whatever, become a Plus member.
Well, that's it for another Hammer Productions Night. If you missed last week's Hammer Productions Night, check out the link up here to get caught up on that one. Or if you missed any of the other Hammer Productions Night, be sure and check out the playlist right here to get caught up on any of them that you have missed.